everybody. Welcome to Previews Reviews, coming to you from Stadium Comics, located in Shoppers World Mall in beautiful Brampton, Ontario. Here are your hosts, Kevin Hickey and Ricky Lima.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this edition of Previews Reviews, which takes a look at comic books coming into stores starting in October 2012. I'm Kevin Hickey.
And I'm Ricky Lima.
And Ricky, tell the fine folks where we are coming to them from.
We are in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. The most precious gem in the Infinity Gauntlet, the Master Ball of Pokeballs. The
Master Ball, nice.
The Master Ball. The Gyarados to Canada's Magikarp.
Whoa.
Yeah. Pokemon.
But we're also coming to them from Stadium Comics.
That as well, yeah.
Which is the center of the universe.
That's true.
Right?
Square in the middle.
Exactly. Previews is the magazine that you can order all kinds of pop culture merchandise out of, including comic books, which we will be reviewing today, and as well as other cool things such as statues, toys, and other collectibles, which you'll see in the next episode. Quite a month for comics, Ricky, I must say.
This is for October, right?
This starts in October.
That's exciting.
Halloween month.
Oh, I love Halloween.
Now there is something cool that's coming our way in October that is comic related, and that is the first ever Halloween Comics Fest. And this is something that is going to be held nationwide at comic book stores all over North America and the world, actually. And it's kind of similar to Free Comic Book Day. We're trying to turn the millions of comic books that are given away every year into billions. And this is the first step.
You're flying too close to the sun, Kevin.
So, Ricky, why don't we start it off this episode
do.
with Batman issue 13. Now, it's not often we cover an issue 13. We usually cover issue 1s, but this is going to be a pretty key issue, I think. And here's the reason why. It is the return of the Joker. The Joker returns in a story called Death of the Family. See what they did there? They'll play on Death in the Family, right? He crippled Batgirl. He killed Robin. What will the Joker do now that he's returned to Gotham City? What must Batman do to protect his secret identity and that of those who fight alongside him? Wow. Well, you know, they don't say much about him there, but you don't have to say a lot about it. It's the Joker. We saw him very briefly in Detective Comics #1 with that, cliffhanger ending of his face being separated from the rest of his body and pinned up to a wall, and everybody's been wondering where the Joker's been ever since.
I'm super excited for that. I had a customer come in. He was really confused about the whole Batman continuity because there's Detective, Batman, and then Dark Knight. And he's like, "Are they all connected?" And I was like, "Yeah, man." But he's like, "How does Batman do all this in like his life?" And I'm like, "Dude, he's
a busy man.
Just do it, man. He just does it."
Yeah.
So Joker in Detective lost his face, but he's coming back in Batman.
Batman and Detective have always existed in the... Well, I shouldn't say always. Batman and Detective often exist in the same timeline and continuity. Just different stories. And, I do find it a little puzzling that Joker appeared in Detective Comics #1, and now we're going to pick up that story a little later on.
Do you feel that's because they felt that Detective was going to be the big book, but then Batman sort of overshadowed it, so they're moving the story?
It could be. I mean, Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo have been knocking it out of the park with Batman. Yeah. And it is our best-selling book here in the store by far. And I'm sure it's the same situation at comic shops all over the country. We do sell a lot of Detective Comics, but not nearly as many as we do Batman. Detective has always been like the main... I kind of want to say main Batman book because it's the oldest one. But Batman is surely taken the place of that here in the New 52. I don't know if this was originally supposed to be a Detective Comics story, but Scott Snyder's written it. He says that this story's been in the work for a long time. Scott Snyder says that Joker is his favorite villain of all time in any medium. Movies, film, TV, any form of storytelling. Joker is his favorite villain of all time. It's easy to understand why. And he says that this is going to be the biggest, baddest most ruthless Joker story that he could possibly tell.
I hope he doesn't go too dark. Like, I mean, Joker's dark, but with Killing Joke, where he's wearing the Hawaiian shirt and stuff, you're like, yeah, okay, I can see Joker doing that.
Yeah, because he's just insane.
Yeah, so I hope in this one they don't go, like, overly dark where he's not doing anything funny.
Well, he said it's going to be Joker Unleashed. So I think we're really going to see him.
We'll see.
I think we're going to see more of the crowbar Joker than... Well, Hawaiian shirt-wearing Joker was pretty crazy, too. He did some awful things.
I hope he keeps that kind of humor, because that's why he's called the Joker, right?
Yeah. So. I agree with you. Who is your favorite Batman villain?
Mr. Freeze.
Any reason why?
I like his backstory, and what they did with the Batman Annual made it like 100 times better.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, a lot of people came out of the woodwork as Mr. Freeze fans after that.
What about you?
I'm gonna say King Tut from the original 1966 television series.
Why is that?
Just because he's badass, and we need more King. We need more King Tut in the Batman universe, and possibly in the next movie.
Does he even have like powers? Like, what is he?
He's King Tut. He's an immortal Egyptian.
Right. Okay.
Come on.
Sure.
What else do you need?
Is he like actually immortal, or is he like a Ra's al Ghul kind of thing?
Honestly, I don't even think that they went that far in depth into his character in the original series. But if he's the same King Tut as was around in ancient Egypt, then he must be some sort of immortal. I don't know.
We'll see.
All right, Ricky.
Next, we have Cyberforce #1, a Top Cow book. Top Cow's top-selling series returns in a groundbreaking way. Top Cow celebrates its 20th anniversary with the return of the series that started it all, Cyberforce. Top Cow founder Mark Silvestri returns to his favorite Image series as co-writer, art director, and cover artist. Karen Taylor, codenamed Velocity, has escaped from the CDI-controlled Millennium City and is desperately trying to find the one man she believes can help her prevent the end of the world. When she runs a group of other CDI escapees, will they help her or turn their backs? Not content in pushing the envelope just in terms of story and art, Top Cow will be the first major US comic publisher to launch one of their biggest properties with their top-tier creators concurrently for both the traditional print market and exploding worldwide digital market for free. That's right. Thanks to the support of fans throughout Kickstarter and participating comic shops, you can get the first 5 issues of Cyberforce at no cost.
Ooh.
How's that even possible? How can they do that?
It's pretty unprecedented, right? Offering the first, I can see them offering like a 0 issue for free, or maybe even an issue 1 for free, or at $1. I've seen 10-cent comics in the past as well, but this is the first 5 issues, essentially the first story arc of the renewed Cyberforce, absolutely free. I'm sure there'll be some cost to us as comic retailers, so I'm still, curious as to how that's going to work out, because usually nothing's free for us.
You'd have to pay for shipping at least, right?
At the very least, but still cool nonetheless, and hopefully it will hook a lot of people into the series.
And how is this going to work? Like, what if someone wants 5 copies? And what if everybody wants 5 copies of issue number 1?
Yeah, well, we'd have to limit it in some way, I'm sure. But what it, if it does truly end up being free, then comic shops would be free to order as many of them as they like.
Strange.
So they can dictate how many each customer is allotted.
Do you think it's going to work?
I think it might. I think it might. It certainly, Cyberforce is a comic that a lot of lapsed readers will identify with, and if the whole trend the last year or so has been getting lapsed readers back into comics, this is a really ingenious way of doing it. They've started a Kickstarter campaign for the comic just right around the time of San Diego Comic-Con. It's a campaign to raise, I believe, $75,000 is the goal, and to date they've raised $55,000. There's all kinds of rewards that are available for it, ranging from a variant cover for a $5 or $10 donation, all the way up to a private art lesson with Mark Silvestri.
Wow, I wonder how much you have to donate for that.
Quite a bit. There's
$10,000.
There are some $10,000 rewards packages.
Okay, can we talk about Kickstarter? How do you feel about Kickstarter?
For the most part, I like that Kickstarter is making possible projects that wouldn't otherwise see the light of day.
Right.
I'm sure that Top Cow could have financed the release of
yeah.
Cyberforce on its own, but would it have, been available to as many people as it will be now? So it's kind of a different way of looking at distribution of your comic. What about you? What do you think?
I have a love-hate relationship with it. Like, I mean, I love, like you were saying, that all these like projects get made.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's almost as if people kind of rely on, the infinite generosity of everyone else around them. Like, eventually people are going to stop just giving money to random projects. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's not, to me at least, it's not an infinite pool of just money. They think that crowdsourcing is just going to get millions of dollars from nowhere.
So your opinion is, if somebody has a creative enough project, they don't have to rely on the donations of other people. It will be distributed and picked up through the traditional means.
Exactly. Like, if an idea can't get funding, maybe there's a reason for that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe there's not enough of a market. And I understand that Kickstarter brings the creators right to the market, and then kind of. But beyond that, it's kind of like, well, it's this niche market. You're gonna get money from these people, and that's it. And it's like, who cares? I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know. We'll see. And sometimes people just kind of feel like things they were doing for free, now with Kickstarter, they're like, well, I can get money for this. And it's like, well, you're doing it for free and a year ago.
Can we do a Kickstarter for previews, reviews, and Unboxing Wednesdays?
If we started a Kickstarter, people probably would donate, but I would feel like we're ripping people off.
Don't feel that way, Ricky.
Unless
Launching now on Kickstarter. www.kickstarter.com/stadiumcomics. Please donate to our show, which we do for free. And
if we started Kickstarter and did something really cool, that's different, because then we're doing something we couldn't do with no money.
Well, would you say offering the first 5 issues to free to the general public is doing something cool?
I don't know, because like $3 for an issue, it's not too bad.
I know, but people love free stuff. You see it here every free comic book day.
Yes, but I don't know. It seems kind of pointless. 5 issues, really? You need to give 5 issues up for free?
There are some really cool rewards, though. I was looking at a couple, getting a couple myself. One is a special hardcover edition of the first 5 issues once they've been released, signed by Mark Silvestri and the creative team. I mean, that's pretty cool. If you donate cool. $30 or $40 or something like that, at least you're getting something in return for that investment, other than just the enjoyment of seeing other people read the comic for free. But a lot of people are excited about Cyberforce coming back, and it looks like this was the right way to do it.
It looks like it, yeah.
So we'll have to see how issue 6 sells.
If they don't raise their goal, is it not coming out?
No, I think that they've put enough promotion into it already. It's on the cover of previews. It's a foregone conclusion that these first 5 issues are going to be free. I don't think they're going to have any trouble meeting their goal. They're $25,000, less than $25,000 away.
But I don't know, if they don't hit it, then that's like $55,000 gone that they're not going to get.
Well, it's 75. Hopefully, the whole $75,000 that they get is going to be spent on free comics.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. From Boom Studios, we have Freelancers issue 1. Val and Cassie are 2 women trying to make it in LA who just happen to grow up in a kung fu orphanage and now make their way in an ultra-competitive world of bounty hunting. They've watched each other's backs since they could stand, and those bonds are tested daily as they navigate a city where loyalty usually only runs as deep as one's bank account. Val and Cassie take the most dangerous jobs and watch as others bask in the glory, but now as their former mentor becomes LA's most wanted fugitive, Val and Cassie will fight through LA's glitziest and grimiest hoods as they learn just what sacrifices are necessary to make Hollywood dreams come true. Rising star scribe Ian Brill and red-hot newcomer Joshua Covey team up for this series full of wild nights, beautiful dreamers, and knockdown brawls in between trips to the newest food trucks.
Wow.
Thoughts, Ricky?
Sounds pretty boring. I don't know.
It seems like it's going to be a lot of eye candy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we know it's going to be a lot of eye candy from the preview pages that we've seen. But it does sound pretty cheesy. Yeah, almost to me like a cross between Charlie's Angels, that VIP show that used to come on with Pamela Anderson.
Oh,
yeah. And maybe a little Sucker Punch mixed in.
Yeah, it is weird.
Like a Kung Fu Orphanage?
Yeah.
Come on.
It almost seems nowadays that comics need to be action-packed. Like, when was the last time we saw a comic where there's like a guy hanging out just chilling? Like, I mean, you only see that really...
Well, I don't think we need to see a comic of a guy just hanging out, just chilling either. Unless there's something interesting going on around him.
Right. But it seems like comics, like mainstream comics, are mainly like that. Like, sure, there's indie comics, but they're really pretentious and they can get kind of, like, too heady.
Right.
Where's all the regular stuff? Like, they always need to be assassins. They always need to be, like, fighting in, like, grim streets. Like, wow.
Yeah, I hear you. I guess in this case, they're just after the crowd that loves action and loves seeing girls in skirts who can do kung fu and have no parents. I don't know.
Who are ill-supervised.
But Boom is doing their thing with this book where they offer the first issue for $1.
That's cool. Yeah.
So that's cool.
Are they doing like multiple covers?
All kinds of variants, like too many variants. They're also doing the 1 in 100 CGC 9.8 cover.
That's pretty cool.
Which is cool. So, a lot of stores should take advantage of that. Order 100 copies at $1 a piece, and then you get the 9.8 variant.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We'll have to see. Boom Studios has tried this approach several times with all kinds of different comics.
All these Sam Humphrey books.
And the only one that I see that has, any real interest from people has been Higher Earth and
really?
But
Great.
even then, it's not a lot. Like, this is a case where you offer a comic, the first issue, at a really low price, and there hasn't been a lot of payback, I think, on subsequent issues.
Right.
And that's why the Kickstarter thing with Cyberforce is going to be such an interesting thing to watch, to see what kind of payback they're going to get when they sell issue 6. Like, is it going to be 3 people coming in to buy it,
I don't know.
or are 20 to 30 people who picked it up for free gonna like what they see and come back and get some more?
I don't know. Would they even read it? I mean, they're like, oh, it's free. And they just,
yeah.
So, I don't know. But a book that everyone will read on the planet is next.
Must be a Big Bang Theory book, Ricky. You're so excited about it.
It must be not a Big Bang Theory book. It's Bravest Warriors, new book from Pentland Ward, creator of Adventure Time. It's called Bravest Warriors #1. Power, respect. Based on Adventure Time, creator Pendleton Ward's brand new animated series. Join Chris, Wallow, Beth, and Danny, 4 16-year-old heroes for hire, as they warp from galaxy to galaxy, saving alien races with the power of their emotions. They're noble, righteous, and totally bodacious. This new series of original comics based on the new series from Adventure Time creator Penn Ward is sure to be a smash. Adventure Time #1 went to an unprecedented 3rd printing. Don't let your shop be caught short for this brand new sensation. Did you look at this?
I saw that there was a few shorts available to watch on YouTube, but in keeping with my tradition of all properties created by Pendleton Ward, I have yet to watch it.
Damn it! Oh, it's so like.
So this arose out of the same series of short cartoons that Pendleton Ward did. That brought the Adventure Time series to light. Mm-hmm. And I guess now they're going to make this a new animated series. Do you know when it's
I don't know when it's coming out, but when it does, the world will stop and watch.
Do you think it'll be better than Adventure Time?
It will be more cohesive. Like, it won't be as crazy as Adventure Time.
Okay.
And it will be a little bit more serious. And I think because they're using their emotions as a 16-year-olds and stuff.
They're very emo.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more serious.
Is there a cutting character?
No,
a
Kevin.
character that cuts?
No.
Just to feel the pain?
But like
just to feel what's real?
Listening to Goo Goo Dolls. But there's like one of the clips is like they're sending out animals that relate to their emotions, and then the leader, he has a bee of great leadership. Like, that's his animal, is this little bumblebee.
It's a bumblebee.
It's amazing.
Is it a worker bee, or is it like a queen bee at least?
No, I think it's a worker bee.
He's the leader and he's a worker bee?
Hey.
Adventure Time was a huge smash hit for television and also for comics. And yes, many comic book retailers did not have a clue what Adventure Time was when it came out. A lot of them were caught off guard, and I'm sure that the same is going to happen this time around.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of comic book stores. No offense to any comic book stores out there, there's a lot of shops run by older guys who've been around since the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
You know, they're not up to date on all the stuff that the hip kids watch,
That's right.
such as this Adventure Time and Bravest Warriors. And they're probably going to miss the boat on this. So what you should do is go into your local shop and tell them that you want this book. Make sure that your retailer orders it for you. Otherwise, you're going to miss out.
It's true.
And Adventure Time #1, I think, is worth some money right now because it was such a low print run. Because orders on it were so low. Because nobody knew what it was. But then the TV show hit, and it was a smash.
Like, I know I talk about it all the time, and people are like, oh, why do you like it so much? But I think, like, with Adventure Time, what, like, Pendleton Ward is doing is it's mixing, like, indie comics and indie kind of sentiments and bringing it over to the mainstream. Like, if you look at a lot of the Adventure Time variants and stuff and the backstories, it's all done by, like, indie artists who, like, have this very unique style to them. And it's just, like, so genuine and so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I love a lot of the artwork that we've seen for Adventure Time in comic form, especially the variants. They're always very colorful, really cool designs for them. A lot of talented people working on those books. So hopefully we can see more of that with Bravest Warriors #1. All right, Ricky. Marvel Now.
Ooh.
This is the new, I guess, relaunched Marvel Universe. It starts in October.
Quotation.
Not a reboot, a relaunch. Characters' histories are not going away or restarting. Everything kind of continues on from before the Marvel Now place and time, but we're moving forward in a new direction. And that new direction starts with Uncanny Avengers #1. This is it. The greatest era of the Marvel Universe starts here. That's up for debate. I mean, there's...
Right.
Marvel's been pretty great over the years.
Rob Liefeld, come on.
From the ashes of AVX, an all-new, all-different Avengers assemble. Dive headfirst into Marvel Now as the superstar dream team of Rick Remender, who you may know from Uncanny X-Force and Venom, and John Cassidy from Astonishing X-Men and Captain America, deliver high-stakes action in Uncanny Avengers #1, sporting a jaw-dropping cover by Cassidy. No fan can miss the blockbuster debut of an all-new Avengers team featuring members from all across the Marvel Universe, a team uniting Avenger and X-Men alike. Captain America begins his quest to create a sanctioned Avengers unit comprised of Avengers and X-Men, humans and mutants working together. So why is Professor Xavier's dream more at risk than ever? We'll also see the funeral of one of Marvel's greatest heroes and the first attack of the most loathsome villain in history, which will quake the Marvel Universe forever. But following the devastating events of Avengers vs. X-Men, can Captain America pull together a team that can get along for its first mission?
Whoa, they're really trying to sell that.
Wow.
That was, like, intense.
So, it kind of leads us to believe that the outcome of Avengers vs. X-Men is, spoiler alert, for anyone out there, will lead to Captain America being like, hey, we should work together a little more, you know?
Yeah.
I know you guys feel like we've been on the outs, and you guys are always on the outside of things. Let's bring you into the fold. Let's work together, mutants and humans together.
And you heard it here first, probably it's going to be Cyclops who dies.
Yeah, I think that's...
Maybe.
I think there's totally setting it up for that. Cyclops is probably going to die. Throughout the entire Avengers vs. X-Men series, he's always been like, why can't anything ever work out for me? And we gave the world everything, and still they're against us. And I think there's really setting him up to be a tragic hero in this.
But can we talk about the name Uncanny Avengers? Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
Not a big fan.
No, that's gross, man. It's a terrible name.
It could have been worse, though. It could have been like X-Vengers or Avenge X. They do that a lot. They just put X on the end of things.
Avengemen?
Avengemen? No.
Yikes.
Doesn't really work.
Yikes.
I bet you there was a meeting where they went over all of these actual names we're discussing now.
Exactly, yeah.
And Uncanny Avengers was the best that they could come up with out of those.
So when do you think Marvel started talking about this Marvel Now? Because, I mean, obviously they didn't talk about it like last year.
I'll tell you when they started talking about it. September 2000.
No.
Yes, they did.
No, there's no way.
For you to suggest otherwise, it's just to say that this isn't a reaction to.
I don't know. I think maybe they changed a couple of things, but like, I mean, AVX has been in the works since like Messiah War and Messiah Complex came out, right? Like that, it's been like building for like years now.
I
So
don't
there's
know.
no
I
way-
don't buy into that whole this. Whenever any company, either DC or Marvel or Image or whoever else, says this is something that has been in the works for a long time, I never buy it.
But like,
Because things happen in editorial, people react to things, to trends in the marketplace, and nothing is ever planned out that much in advance. Maybe they had an outline of where they wanted to go with certain characters, but they didn't plan a big relaunch like this. There's a whole bunch of titles that are ending in October. Among them, Thor, which just started seems like less than a year ago. Iron Man, which I don't even remember when that started because the numbering has changed on it like so many times. Captain America, again, just started last year, the new number one. Incredible Hulk, hey, that was part of the whole Marvel, what we called the New 4 relaunch. And I think that was their initial quick response to the relaunch. But now they're going into even more relaunch mode. They want to do a company-wide thing.
Yeah.
That's all the rage these days.
That's true.
They're also ending Fantastic Four, which just started up again after being gone for a while. They're dropping FF as a title. New Mutants, X-Men Legacy, those all have their final issue in October, and there'll be other books that are ending over the next little while. But many of these characters will just get new number ones.
Yeah.
Like there'll be a new Captain America number one. There'll be a new Iron Man number one. There'll be a new Thor number one.
I guess.
Yeah.
I know Marvel loves their number one.
They love it.
It's too much, man.
There's a bunch of new series that are starting in October as well as part of this Marvel Now. One is called A+X. Is a great title for you. AVX Consequences, which we can only assume will deal with the fallout from AVX, and A-Babies versus X-Babies
by
Scotty Young.
Yes,
we all know Ricky's a big fan of him.
That's gonna be amazing.
There's been a variant cover for Avengers versus X-Men that featured the A-Babies and the X-Babies.
I have that poster,
and there's a poster as well. And then there's Thanos, Son of Titan #1. Which is a new series.
Is that going to tie into like all this Marvel stuff that's happening now? Or?
Yeah. It's a new miniseries. So with that in mind, who do you think is going to be the loathsome enemy that they encounter in Uncanny Avengers #1? Do you think it's Thanos?
Hopefully, yeah. Thanos is awesome, and then it might tie into like the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
But I don't know, or it could be I don't know.
Who's the most loathsome enemy? I mean, Galactus is pretty loathsome.
Yeah, he's pretty loathsome. Toad. People loathe Toad.
Yeah, it's like loathsome sometimes just means like the most hated.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily the most evil or the most challenging opponent.
Calling it out, it's going to be Toad.
It's just like, yeah, that guy's the worst.
He's like,
why do we even have him?
Why
it's like Vulture or something.
Yeah.
Vulture is the big villain.
The Shocker, Pineapple Man.
All right, so Marvel Now, be on the lookout for that, starting in October. Oh, I should add that Uncanny Avengers #1, they are giving us the option to do a midnight release party as part of the launch of the whole Marvel Now initiative. So we can look forward to that.
A live unboxing.
Who knows? We're going to do something, I know that.
Sweet. All right, so up next we have Dexter #1. Dexter Morgan is not just an above-average forensic blood splatter expert. He's also Miami's friendly neighborhood crime-fighting serial killer. But Dexter's killing streak gets put on hold as he finds himself trapped in a sticky situation. His high school reunion. The Skid Row slasher, Miami's newest serial killer, is raking up quite the body count. The rookie's giving good old Dexter a run for his money, and Dexter's problems are only beginning to multiply as his dark passenger, Dexter's inner voice, screams for a little murderous fun to feed the need.
Okay, well, initially I had my doubts about this because we've seen a bunch of TV adaptations of popular series such as True Blood and Doctor Who, and all of these are usually by IDW Comics, by the way. They're usually miniseries that don't have any real connections to the universe of the story and the characters, and done by a revolving team of comic creators. This one is actually going to be written by Jeff Lindsay, who is the creator of the Dexter character and wrote all the Dexter novels on which the TV shows are based.
Do you think he's going to have a hard time transitioning to comics? Because I know it's very different.
It's different, and I guess what will probably happen is he'll be put with a very experienced editor on the project who will kind of like oversee his transition. I would imagine that's the way these things are done. Not being an insider in that world, I could be just talking completely out of my ass, but that's the way I see it in my dreams.
Yeah. Well, I've watched the first 2 seasons, and I was like, this is awesome. I heard some weird things about season 6 and 7, and I was like, oh, what's happening there? But hopefully this turns out really well.
The last season was awesome. This could be a really good crossover hit for those people that are rabid fans of the show. This show does have its share of rabid fans, by the way. And we could see a lot of those people come into the comic shop looking for this book.
Hopefully. And
hopefully, Ricky, we can con them into buying some other book and get them hooked in.
Oh, you like Dexter, eh? How about this?
Get them hooked in like the pushers we are.
That's right.
And start a lifelong addiction.
Yeah. So anything else this coming out in October?
Well, we do have some honorable mentions for October. Volume 1 of the Saga trade paperback will be out and available for all of you who missed out on the first 5-6 issues of the series. It will be collected. And I definitely recommend you pick it up. There's also a couple of formerly digital-only stories that will be making their way to print from DC. One is Legends of the Dark Knight, which are out-of-continuity stories by a whole cast of different creative teams. Nice. Kind of similar to the Legends of the Dark Knight series that was out, I guess, in the early 90s, which had a long and successful run. And then there's also Ame Comi Girls, number 1. So for those fans of the Ame Comi statues, if you're tired of making up your own stories about the characters in the privacy of your home, you can now read the works of other people, crafting all kinds of tales about your favorite sexy statues.
And there's another book that's not on that list there, Minimum Carnage.
Minimum Carnage, yeah.
It's opposite of Maximum Carnage. He's now small. And I think they inject him into people.
Honey, I Shrunk the Carnage.
Which is like totally ridiculous. And it's Scarlet Spider and Venom is going to be in those 2 books.
And they're going to be taking on Minimum Carnage?
Minimum Carnage. It's going to be like weird. It's going to be so weird.
Nano Carnage.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look at comics coming out in October 2012. Don't forget to check out all the other cool shows on our channel, such as Unboxing Wednesdays. And, all those other shows Ricky's on, all 500 of them. And also now you can purchase digital comics from us. Head over to digitalcomicsreader.com/stadiumcomics. Thousands of new and back issues available for your digital device. You can lend us a hand. Instead of doing a Kickstarter, you can just buy a few digital comics off of us. Stay tuned for our next episode where we take a look at toys, statues, and collectibles coming your way starting in October 2012. Take care, everyone.